I remember when I reached a point in my marriage, I'm now divorced, where I was like, wow, my husband benefits so much from having me in his life. Like, literally, I handled the finances. Whenever we traveled, I did all the travel arrangements. I did all the planning. I did all of the grocery shopping. I didn't really do the cooking, but I did pretty much all of the cleaning. And I did any type of like social organization, or, you know, if one of the people in our family like had a birthday, like I would shop for it. If we were going to a holiday at, you know, his family's house, I would make sure that we were bringing something. Like, I did everything for this man.
She's claiming she did everything.
I'm so concerned. I'm concerned about the video because why are you hopping online to speak about all these things that you did for somebody? When I do things for somebody, I don't hop on TikTok and say, yo, guys, guess what? I did X, Y, Z for this person. I did this. Either she's seeking validation or she doesn't want to do her wifely duties in the shadows. That's the most important thing we need to look at. This is this person coming online to seek validation? Either way, recording this video is absolutely wrong. She should be doing what she needs to be doing and not seek validation from it. She is most likely divorced now because she was somebody who wasn't able to just do what she needed to do. Of course, your husband is benefiting from having you in his life. That's exactly the point. Why are you now seeking validation for everything that you need to be doing? A perfect example of this is when my ex-girlfriend would buy smokes or Belmonts for people in the group and then say, oh, I bought those pack of smokes. Or she would say, oh, I'm going to put gas in the car, but then you're going to have to pay me back. And I said, listen, if you're going to do something for somebody, you can't turn around and seek validation for the thing that you did. You just have to do it. Buy the pack of smokes, let people smoke. Put the gas in the car because you know we're going to use the car to go to XYZ on our dates. Some of these white women, bro, need to be put in their place, dog. This is a white woman trait, I'm telling you. Actually, you know what? This is a trait any bitch could have.
And the things she lists are shopping, cleaning, etc. Nothing extremely crazy. The thing is, we're not hearing what the man was doing, but I'm sure he was working and providing. So from the way she's making it sounds like she's a stay-at-home mom. I'm not 100% sure here, but it sounds like he goes out and works. She stays at home, does the cleaning and plans all these events, birthdays, whatever, and does the shopping, okay? That doesn't sound like she has it too hard.
And there came a point in my marriage where I was like, wow, this man benefits so much from marriage. But what do I benefit from? And
are you joking right now, dude?
When I stepped back and I really looked at that, I was like, I am not benefiting very much from this.
What does she benefit?
See? The validation.
Women always want to benefit more than the man does. If she makes this scenario up in her mind that she is doing more for this relationship than you are, your relationship's already over. There's no way she's going to allow you to benefit more in this relationship than she does.
So I started to ask him for more. And that's when I realized how replaceable women are, because instead of him wanting to do the work and actually like work to help the marriage move forward and for us to both be equal partners, there was a lot of resistance.
There is no equal partners when it comes to male and female relationships. The man is the leader, and that is it, final. Go read the Quran, go read the Bible. It is all stated in there. Quit playing games out here being like, it needs to be equal. He needs to also take out the trash. He needs to go do that. This is either a situation where the woman was being fully taken care of, like the man stated, and she didn't want to do her duties. She's somebody who was probably at home, bored, not having any sense of goals or purpose in her own life. And now, because this always stems from a previous problem, this is the thing with women you have to understand, is everything they do is coded in deception. What she's saying is stemming from a different problem. It's not that she's seeking validation. Maybe she is. Maybe she's a loser, but there's an underlying problem underneath this. Either the guy at home isn't necessarily a man, or she is a stay-at-home mom, and the man in the sense of he's not respecting his manly duties, providing for the family, taking care of her fully, her not having to work. There's a multitude of different things that could have occurred prior to the situation of her hopping on TikTok and yapping.
Where he was like I think I could feel, and this is my projection, that he was like, why don't I just go, like find someone? Or I think because he was so religious, for him it wasn't, why don't I go find someone? It was like, wow, I should have picked someone who was just like asked less of me.
Okay, so the part where she says she married a religious man, that right there tells me out the gate that he's probably expecting traditional roles. So In a traditional role, it's kind of the woman's job to shop, to clean, to be a housewife, basically. That's probably what he was expecting when he got married to her. So for this change to come later, it's probably a huge shock to him. And of course, he's probably like, no, like, this isn't how things are.
And eventually he did step up a bit and really helped with other things. But again, it was him helping me. It wasn't him doing it. It was always me being like, you know, here's what needs to be done. Can you please do it? And he'll be like, tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it. And, you know, he would, to his credit, do it. But that was still the emotional labor that I had to do of telling him.
I'm sorry, emotional labor? That's how a relationship works. You tell your partner what you want or what you need, you express your feelings and your needs to them, and you express what you want changed, what you want done. That's how a relationship works.
I think in the midst of this, we can clearly say there's a communication issue. There's a communication issue first on the man. He made the wrong choice. He didn't vet this woman properly. And what I mean by that is, if he is a traditional man and is looking for a woman to do traditional things, he should have vetted her for long enough to finally wait until the persona, the mask, fell off. It only would have happened for so long that she wouldn't be able to upkeep this idea of conventional, traditional woman. He should have vetted her. Is she doing tasks around the house? Is she cleaning around the house when I have her over? Is she cooking meals for me? There's all these things that he could have vetted her and vet checked her throughout the whole entire dating process before he married her. And he forgot to do that. So then he got into a relationship with this girl that wasn't necessarily a traditional woman or wasn't someone who was going to respect traditional values. And then when she revealed that side of her, he got all of a sudden shocked and said, oh no, you're not the woman that I married. Of course not, because you didn't marry the woman you were looking for. You didn't vet this woman properly.
So he made the effort to change, clearly. And he was trying to make her happy and keep his marriage alive if he was making an effort. But this whole idea that men are mind readers and that we can just know what you expect, I mean, it's absurd because we don't know what's going through your mind. We can't just, look at you and understand, okay, she wants me to do this, she wants me to do that. You have to be clear and you have to speak your mind. And that's how you have a healthy marriage. You have to speak what you want into existence.
And then I remember after we were getting divorced and I was thinking like, wow, I'm so replaceable because he didn't really care about me as a person, but the role that I filled was what the men cared about. And I watched couples around us get divorced and I watched the man move on before one man, he moved on before his wife had even moved out of their home. And I was like,
okay, once again, if he moved on after you divorced him, it doesn't matter when he moves on. If it's a day later, a month later, like, he's moving on. You ended this. It's over.
That is also another aspect of women you need to understand is if a woman ever breaks up with you or there's an argument that you guys have, just walk away. Step away from the entire situation and never look back. Don't reply to her messages. Don't send any messages apologizing or XYZ unless maybe you might have been in the wrong. But especially this goes if you're breaking up with a woman, never say anything. Just move on. Don't message her. Don't do anything. Continue on with your life. And she will see like, oh man, this guy just moved on, got a new girl in his life, is advancing in his business, advancing in his career, and not really paying me much attention. This drives them insane. The ego and narcissism of a woman will want her to believe that she was the missing piece. And so you clamoring back, yapping back, sending long text messages that are novels, it's not the right way to go. If you break up, move on.
Over. So it's healthy for him to move on. It's okay for him to move on. This whole idea that he should grieve you and just be distraught and his life should be over now that you're gone and he should beg for you back is crazy. If you wanted him to be with you, then you should have stayed with him. You shouldn't have left him. Don't be mad at him now simply because he's moved on. It doesn't matter when he moves on.
Because men don't really see women as human. They see us as like, what are you benefiting us? And as soon as you stop benefiting us, well, we'll just go find someone who will offer us everything that we need.
But this is exactly what women do. This is also a female trait. Women do this all the time. Women don't love conditionally, dude. Women do not love conditionally. And I mean that by, try this. You were going to the gym, you were advancing in your career, you were driving a nice car when you met her, and now she's dating you. Now, take a second to flip the whole thing 180. Start eating nachos every day, stop working out, start playing video games, lose your job, and I tell you, faster than you can blink an eye, that girl is gone.
And who won't complain. So it wasn't about seeing us for our humanity and like loving me and us as the people. It was like, yeah, women are a renewable resource because we're a man, we'll just go get another one.
You see, the problem with the modern day woman is that this idea of, oh, chase your career, be a bad bitch, it has completely indoctrinated them to believe that they can just do whatever it is that they please. Their egos are so inflated that they don't even believe that they should be doing what is necessary in a relationship to uphold it. As myself, I'm someone who could be seen as a traditionalist. I like a woman to be at home, not working, taking care of things, making sure when I get home, the food is ready, keeping up with my updates, my calendars, essentially becoming a full aspect of my life. So these modern day women are now telling you, I don't cook, I don't clean. So then what do? You spend the credit card at the Chanel store, at the Louis store, dolling up, getting yourself looking pretty, and for what? For what reason? How does that benefit the man? How does that help the man evolve and become better? How does that improve your so-called possible family if you guys want to create a family? How does that improve the generational wealth that you guys could create for your family? It doesn't. This whole idea of women pursuing a career and everything has made them so egotistical and selfish. Everything that these women are doing now has been an indoctrination by the powers that be to do what? To increase the GDP, to increase the capital and income that comes into the economy. Nuclear families, the dad goes to work, you have one income. But now if we can convince the women that they need to work and remove themselves from their family duties, we now can double the amount of money coming into the country. And this is what has been happening with the modern day woman. With the institutionalization of feminism, you have these ideas that these women can now, instead of raising a family, they should be at work, listening to a boss, listening to another man. And when they come back home to you, they're not respecting you. And they think that washing the dishes and everything is now a burden, when it is actually their wifely duties that they should have been doing to start. And that concludes our video for today, guys. I will catch you in the next video. Chowser.